Okay, hi guys, and welcome to week 3 of this lockdown learning. I hope you're all keeping well and safe. As per usual, if you don't have your pens and copies, please make sure you pause the video and get them now. So I'm going to go through they're quite complicated questions, question 15 here and question 16. If you like, you could pause the video now, 15, and give it a go. And then you can pause the video on 16 now and give it a go. But I'm going to go through the answers on the visualizer. As I'm going through it, please take down, okay? You might even want to pause the video now and draw this guy, okay? Because this is a really important question, okay? So on the visualizer, sorry, just a second. On the visualizer, you've got something like this, okay? The first thing, now this guy here, this weird, write down the length of DA in these brackets. All this means is it wants to know the length or the distance from the point D to the point A. What I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to find out the coordinates of each point. So A is here. I go across 5 and up 2. So A is the point 5, 2. D is here. I go across -1 up 2. So D is the point -1, 2. My C, I go across to -3 and down to -2. -3, -2. And my B, I go across to 3 and down to -2. 3, -2. Okay. So for this guy here, the first part, you can use the distance formula, but a little trick. When you've got a perfectly horizontal line, such as here, okay, from D to A, we don't need to use the distance formula. We just look at how many boxes it is across. So we start at -1, so we're at -1, and we go all the way to 5. So let's just count the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the distance from D to A is 6 units. So for the first one, I'm just going to put 6 units. This method only works with perfectly horizontal lines. For the other guys, we're going to have to use the formula. Okay. So the next question, it says show that CD is equal to BA. So this guy here with the vertical lines, all this means show that the distance from C to D is equal to the distance from B to A. So all we're showing that is this from this point C to D is the same as B to A. So I'm going to do my CD first, okay? So my C point is -3, -2. And my D point is up here, it's -1, 2. And I'll just get ready with the second part for BA. So my B point is here, 3 -2. And my A point is 5, 2. So we're going to be using the distance formula, okay? So we've had experience with this now. So D is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 all squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared. And now we label our points, okay? So -3 is my x1, -2 is my y1, -1 is my x2, and 2 is my y2. Next up is we just do simple substitution. So the distance between these 2 points, I'm going to change all my letters to brackets and then I'm going to substitute in. So this is a bracket minus a bracket in brackets all squared, and in my y2, so a bracket minus a bracket all squared. So all we've done is we've changed all these x2s and x1s to brackets. And now we're going to fill in. So the first one is x2. My x2 is -1. My second one here is x1, which is -3. My y2 then is going to go in here, which is 2. And my y1 goes in here, which is minus 2. Okay? And then we work these out. So again, if you're lucky enough to have a calculator, you can actually put this whole line into your calculator and get your answer. But I'm going to do it slowly. So we have a minus 1. Now these are why the bracket's important. Minus and a minus is going to give me a plus 3 all squared. Then I've got a 2. And again, a minus and a minus is going to give me a plus 2 all squared. So be careful here. I'm at minus 1 and I add 3. That's going to give me 2. Read it the other way. What's 3 take away 1? It's 2. Plus 4 squared. 2 squared, remember, means 2 by 2, which is 4. And 4 squared is 4 by itself. 4 multiplied by 4 is 16. So my final answer is the square root of 20, which I think is the same as saying 2 root 5. If you use the calculator at this point, you would have got this answer. So both are the same. And we do the exact same now with this. So we've got x1 and we've got y1. We've got x2 and we've got y2. And we're finding the distance, okay? So d is equal to, so I'm going to use this formula here. So I'm going to change all my letters to brackets. So I'm just using this line to the left and changing all my letters to brackets. And now I'm going to fill in. So my first one is an x2. So my x2 up here is a 5. And I'm taking away my x1. My x1 is 3. My next bracket is my y2, which up here is my 2. And I'm taking away a minus 2. So a minus 2 goes here. So then I'm going to get a 5 minus 3 all squared plus a 2. And this is a minus 2 plus 2 all squared. So 5 minus 3 gives me 2 squared. And 2 plus 2 gives me 4 squared. 2 squared is 4. 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16. So this is equal to the square root of 20, which is the same as saying 2 root 5. So we've shown that both of them have the same distance. Okay. Next up, it asks to find, is the midpoint of AC the same as DB? So the midpoint is from here to here, so it's going to be somewhere in the middle. And is that the same as going from here to here, somewhere in the middle? So I'm just checking for time. Yeah, I'm still good. So I'm going to have to do this one on the next page. So my AC, so A is the 0.52. So just give me a second. A is the 0.52. And C is the point minus 3 minus 2. And then DB, so D is the point minus 1, 2, and B is the point 3 minus 2. Okay, sorry about that. So this guy is, we're looking for the midpoint. So the midpoint is the formula we were doing last week and the week before. We have x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. And I'll write it here as well. M is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. And then we label our points exactly like before. This is my x1, this is my y1, this is my x2, this is my y2. And I'm just going to do the same quickly over here. This is my x1, this is my y1, this is my x2, and this is my y2. And now we just substitute in. I'll stick to putting them in brackets. So the first thing that you should be doing is changing everything to a bracket. So this is bracket plus bracket over 2, comma, bracket plus bracket over 2, comma. Okay, bit of gleam just there. So the first one that goes in is my x1. My x1 is up here, which is a 5. The second one is an x2, and the x2 over here is a -3. Next is a y1. My y1 is over here, which is a 2. And my y2 over here, which is a -2. So let's get rid of these brackets. So I have 5 plus -3 is just going to give me -3 over 2. And I have a 2 plus -2, it's a bad 2 right there, is going to give me -2. So 5 minus 3 gives me 2 over 2, and 2 minus 2 gives me 0 over 2. 2 divided by 2 is just 1. 0 divided by any number is always going to be 0. So that's the midpoint for A to C. Now let's find the midpoint for D to B. So again, let's do the same thing. I'll change all my letters to brackets. So my x1 is up here, it's a -1. My x2 is a 3. My y1 is over here, it's a 2. My y2 is up here, and it's a -2. And now we're just gonna remove the brackets. So I've got a -1 and a +3 all over 2. And I've got a 2 minus 2 all over 2. So be careful here. -1 plus 3. I'm at -1 and I add 3. It's going to give me 2. Read it the other way. Sometimes that helps. What's 3 take away 1? It's also going to give me 2. And 2 take away 2 is 0 over 2. And lo and behold, we've got the same midpoint. Okay, 1, 0, and 1, 0. So they do have the same midpoint. So that's the last part of that question, the third part. It's quite a long question, that's why I wanted to go through it with you guys. Okay, so make sure that you've got that down for the third part, and you've got this guy down for the first and second part. Okay, I'm going to go through question 16. I think I'm going to run out of time on this video, so I'll do question 16 on a second video and briefly have a look at the homework. I'll see you in the second video.